Social media terms of service. We all skip right past those, right? It's a race to swipe quickly and scroll, to just click the agree button and get onto the good stuff. Besides, who wants to read pages of legal jargon? Not so fast. Have you ever stopped to consider what you're really agreeing to? Look, I'll be honest, most of the time, neither do I. But here's the interesting thing. Researchers agree that's exactly what platforms want. So today, let's break down TikTok's terms of service to see what's really going on behind that agree and continue button. With over 104 billion users globally and 9.73 million in Australia, it's fair to say that we're talking about a massive audience impacted by these terms of service. TikTok's terms of service provide the platform broad rights to collect all sorts of data about you. Profile details, content you create, device info, location, and tap patterns. Yeah, it can even track how you swipe and tap. According to researchers like Mitchell, TikTok's data reach is extensive, and that's not something they openly spell out in the app. TikTok also shares your data with third parties. While the terms of service mention this, the details are murky at best, leaving users with an unclear picture of where their data might end up. This is something Mao and Vaughn flag as a common terms of service issue. Vague language around data sharing and unclear data flows. If you're feeling in the dark about what you agreed to, you're not alone. In a study by Ober and Udalef Hirsch, 74% of users admitted they don't actually read privacy policies. Guilty. They spent an average of just 73 seconds. Hardly enough time to understand TikTok's lengthy terms of service. And at 12,947 words and 74 clauses, Mao and Wang posit they're long, dense, and discourage full understanding. Ober and Aldef Hirsch call this uninformed consent, meaning users agree without really understanding what they're signing up for. And TikTok don't exactly make things easy. Their pages are long, confusing, and as LeJoya et al. Note, they limit users' control over their own data through a take it or leave it structure. This leaves users in a bind. Either agree to use the platform or don't use it at all. So let's take a closer look at a few of TikTok's key terms and services. First up, content ownership. TikTok lets you know that they own the platform, but you still own what you upload. However, you're granting TikTok a broad license to use your content, meaning they can edit, share, and even allow others to use it without needing to ask you. When it comes to user-generated content, TikTok states that your uploads are non-confidential, and by agreeing to their terms, you're giving them the rights to use and modify your content. You also waive certain rights, like privacy protections. This means TikTok can disclose your identity if your content violates someone's rights, and they can remove posts that don't meet their guidelines without having to explain why. Speaking of privacy, TikTok's privacy policy is hidden away inside its terms and services via a hyperlink. It covers a lot of data. Your username, your password, your birthday, your email, your phone number, plus the videos and content you upload. They even collect data about how you use the app, your device information, and clipboard data. If this feels like a lot, it's because it is. TikTok also collects info from social media apps that you connect, advertisers, and even other users who mention you. So how does TikTok use all this data? Well, it's to personalize your experience, improve the app, and send you promotions or advertise to you. This is part of what Shoshana Zuboff calls surveillance capitalism. Basically, it's about using your data to sell ads. TikTok shares your data with business partners, advertisers, service providers, and even law enforcement if legally required. So how does TikTok's famously opaque algorithm fit into all this? TikTok's recommendation engine uses all the data that you provide to tailor your feed via the For You page. Biddle and Zhang explained that these algorithms are far from transparent, yet they have a huge impact on what we see. This powerful algorithm can reinforce echo chambers and limit diverse content, impacting the information and perspectives that users receive. Mitchell suggests that this setup creates a feedback loop, favoring TikTok's interests, more clicks, more engagement, and ultimately, more ad revenue. But while TikTok collects lots of data, you still have some control. Adjust your privacy settings to limit what's shared, or even try using external privacy tools to block certain trackers. It's not a perfect solution, but it's a way to take back some control over what you're sharing. So what should you take away from all of this? Consent is complicated. Most of us agree without fully understanding, and TikTok's terms make it hard to negotiate any control. While you own what you post, TikTok has broad rights to use, modify, and share it, so be mindful of what you upload. Ultimately, understanding these terms gives you more power over your online presence. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to think twice before hitting that accept button.